Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss JD for another episode of our daily stock market insights. And in this video, I'd like to once again prioritize the requests that you have dropped onto the comment section of my latest video or the most recent one. I'd like to acknowledge Hannah, PHA, MREIT, Ramon said, "Thank you, Miss JD. As always, your days are easy to understand." J-Bon also said, "Nice." MPI and BEL. Okay, so we'll include that. Renato, GMA7 and MBT. Okay, so these are the stocks that we are going to review. In the meantime, if this is the first time you're watching my video, you're invited to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. Okay, so let's start. Well, the index, like how the other markets are performing today, Philippine market is not spared. We ended with a red today, and just talking about technicals, I am not sure if I plotted it this way yesterday, but I know that we are still in a downtrend in the short term, right? As you can see right here, this is the resistance, and as we go near that level, then there's a rejection happening. At the moment, one being this in the MA20 line. At the same time, it's the resistance in a downward trend or a downward direction. So it's given. So I think this is an expected behavior for just talking about technicals. It's an expected behavior for this index chart to be rejected at that level. So at this point, I'd like to prepare everyone that we might be heading another downward movement in the market performance tomorrow. Just know that this is your support in a downtrend. At the moment, if I'm going to plot it on a parallel or in a horizontal view, the price level would be around 7,122 area. So it could be a little higher or lower, okay? Reason for saying that, so probably right at this level. This is your support previously. You got a resistance over here that was easily broken. Okay, so if we are going to go down, then if you are still going to respect the lower lows, so this will be your lower low, 7,122, right? So for now, let's take a look at how the other stocks, particularly the requests that you have mentioned here. PHA would be first. PHA, let's see. Okay. PHA had a 93,000 on foreign buying, 615 on the trades today. So this is your support. We're revisiting that. Looks like we are revisiting that support, which is very near your MA20 line. So at this point, no volume as of yet. So chances are we could just be moving within this range. And if that will not be broken, then that's fine. It simply respects that support. And your best signal to enter once again is when that volume starts to spike up, because our volume right now is just very, very minimal. In fact, it's on a decline. But the moment you see something like this, all of a sudden the volume spikes up and then it's green. So that's your sign. Let's say it opens right here and then nice volume, then that would be your cue. In the meantime, know that the support area is very near the level where we are at right now. The next stock is MREIT. MREIT also had a green today. Very, very small movement, but there's foreign selling that happened at the same time or very near a resistance. So I'm not expecting a lot from the stock. In fact, just be extra careful as we go near the MA20 line. If let's say we end in a doji, or the body of the candlestick becomes smaller and smaller with volume being so small, that means the possibility of the price being rejected at that level would be high. Okay, in the meantime, I want to share with you that the support here is 1945 and the resistance is 2045. So just if you want to be more profitable, just try to probably wait and see if the market gives you a chance at 1945, and that will give you a potential gain in in a range trade of not that much, 5%. So your call if you want to wait for that breakout to happen first, which is better in this case. If we wait for a breakout with some nice volume, then chances are we have a more sustained movement to the upside. But if you are more on the aggressive side and you don't really mind waiting for a long time, anyway, this is REIT, and we know that REIT gives out a regular dividend, so this is a cheaper level. 1945 is a nice entry right there. Just set your stop loss if you're into position trading. But if you're into long term, the moment it drops even further down, then you buy some more. So that's my take on MREIT. The next stock is MPI. MPI is red and retested your MA20 line, being a support. Not much volume, foreign selling. So let us see if it will respect this MA20 level being a support. Probably it will just move within this box in the coming days. Parang ganito. Yeah, and so that's the area. But then medyo the stock is technically undecided because half of this, the MA20 line is just almost at the middle. So it's not really sure as of yet where to go. So I think the best route here is wait for it to break out, right? Because if you wait for it to go back to this level, then that's already below MA20 line. Then it might break down in price. So probably wait for that bullish signal to come out and break this area that I have plotted right here. So maybe when it one candlestick at the 4 peso level, even better. For now, let's try to see if we have a bigger upside here. So yes, indeed, yeah, the upside is still nice at the moment. We're just halfway. Technically, it actually started already moving up, and then we went sideways. So that's already somewhere in the middle. Next is BEL. BEL 8. We don't personally. I try to avoid stocks like this because there's not much action. Even if your position is already all set, prices, you're just buying it at the price, at the current price. But if there are no buyers or sellers willing to sell their position, then you cannot execute that in the same manner. If you're willing to sell, but if there are no buyers, then there's no progress in your activity right there. Because see, it's only 8. For all we know, there are only 2-3 people trading this. Because every interaction is one occurrence. So buy and sell coming from the same person is already 2 trades. So maybe it's just coming from 4 individuals. So that's my take there. In the meantime, your support here is 132. Okay, at the end, here's your resistance. See that it's creating that lower high. So maybe it'll just move within this level first and finally decide. And volume wise, no action. Okay, so try to be extra careful with stocks like this. Unless there's a really big catalyst that I'm not very familiar with. So please go ahead and fill me in, add some more context and information so we can also learn from you. Okay, so that is for BEL. GMA7 and MBT. GMA7. Okay, GMA7 is approaching your resistance, but the nice one, in the past few days, this stock has been rallying. So if you're already profitable, try to be extra careful because notice this is your highest point, right? And it is approaching a double top setup. Now try to observe what's your RSI right here. It's declining. That means the momentum is starting to die down as we go higher and higher. So what's the best plan here is, one, you can wait for it to pull back around the 1452. That's because your MA20 line is right over there. At the same time, this is your support, resistance. So those are key levels that will be revisited. That's the first approach. Wait for it to go down at a cheaper level where it could potentially bounce. Number two, wait for it to break out, because I'm not saying that even though we're approaching resistance, the stock will not break that level. There is still a possibility, especially because volume is also starting to pick up right here. So try to observe that. So two best options to do here is wait for breakout or wait for a pullback right at the 1452 level. Okay, so you might be using a different type of tool or indicator, but this one is just based on what my Bollinger Band and what my RSI are suggesting. Okay, so that's for GMA7. MBT. Okay, so notice the stock has already rallied so much, and it is starting to. This is starting to break down in price. We are triggering the lower band, and this is I call this a profit taking level, because people have already been exiting and locking in their gains near a resistance. So this is your resistance over here, and it started dropping. So if you may have entered somewhere here, maybe you can lock in gains. So if it goes down even further, then you can just re-enter and buy it at a cheaper level. Now this time around with more higher volume, because the initial amount you have plus the profit you get from your previous trade. So just reinvest until such time your portfolio will grow. So there's a star here. I was not able to read it. Okay, so it says here, wow. Personally, I also have a position here, so this is really good. 140 plus 0.8T, that's 2 pesos and what, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 220, right? So the X date is March 14. That means if you're interested to get in and take advantage of the dividend, make sure you are in a position prior to March 14. And the first minute of March 14, the system should see that you still have a position right there. So maybe in the next 30 minutes, 1 hour, that's the time you can exit and still be part of the recipients of the dividend. Okay, that's how X date works. You don't enter during the X date. The system just needs to recognize that you have a position come March 14, and you can even exit on that date. Okay, so that's a takeaway there. So if we are to have 2.20, so 10% here is 5.7. So somewhere around 5%, right? 5% revenue. Last year, around the same date, we also got a dividend. So that's already good, especially because if you just put your money straight to the bank, the interest is so small, and you will not even feel it, because the interest will also be taxed. So your money is just there sitting with no benefits. Okay, so just take advantage, monitor the stock, because the moment it drops further down, that will be your cue. And just take note of the critical dates. So you must enter before March 14. There you go, March 14. Okay, so those are the stocks. I've reviewed based on your comment and suggestion. I will go ahead and monitor the comment section of this video, so that I can prioritize those requests once again in my video tomorrow. In the meantime, you guys take care, stay safe, and I hope you have a profitable day tomorrow. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.